Okay. Hello, everyone. This is our first installment with highlighting some of our school sponsors, and I wanted to introduce Mark Nardo. He is our UMSI board president, and he's the principal at School 87, George Washington Carver Montessori in Indianapolis. So welcome, Mark. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Carolyn. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so today is actually our public school celebration day for IPS, not just for IPS, for our Montessori Homecoming Week. So we're celebrating all of our public schools and our charter schools and their school spirit. So today's a perfect day to talk a little bit about your school, what your school's mission is, and kind of how your school was established as a Montessori program in IPS.
Well, I am so thankful to be here. I'm thankful for you and for United Montessori Schools of Indiana for this opportunity to talk about our amazing school. As Carolyn said, my name is Mark Nardo. I am the very proud principal of IPS, George Washington Carver Montessori School number 87. We are part of the Indianapolis public school system. We are one of 27 choice schools in Indianapolis public schools, and we're one of 3 public Montessori schools in Indianapolis public schools. We have 402 students. We have preschool through 8th grade. We have teachers and assistants in every classroom that are educated and certified in the Montessori method. We have a fantastic parent base. Our parents not only know and understand the Montessori method, but they support the purposes of the school. They are really partners. Our mission is very clear. We talk about the students at George Washington Carver being a family of learners who embrace peace, love, and kindness. Each day, we strive for success, not only academically, but personally and through community service. And we really hope to bring about positive change through respect and understanding.
Perfect. And why do you feel that Montessori is a critical part of what makes your school successful for your students?
Well, I think that Montessori, and I'm a homer, so I'm bought by Montessori, so I'm tried and true. I just happen to think that it's the best way for students to learn and the most amazing way for students to teach. I really do think that the Montessori method is a scientific pedagogy that is based on sound child development. And I think it embraces the natural way children learn. And I think it embraces the whole child. And as a school and as a Montessori program in Indianapolis Public Schools, I think it provides parents with a choice, a quality choice that is generally reserved for private education. Montessori in the public schools it's not new. It's been around for a number of years. As a matter of fact, public Montessori has been in Indianapolis public schools for over 30 years. But we often talk about it being the best kept secret around because not many people know about it. They're often surprised to hear that Montessori is in public schools, but it is. And there's a very robust public Montessori school program and movement within the United States. So we are extremely excited to have it as a high quality option for parents who really want to choose Montessori and the Montessori method for their children and for the way that they learn best.
Wonderful. So I know you've been a principal for a few years, and it hasn't always been in a Montessori program. So how has being part of a Montessori school as a principal changed how you feel about being a principal in general and how you interact with students and other educators?
Like most principals, generally we start out in the classroom. I taught for 11 years before I became a principal. My original educational background is actually in upper grades, in secondary, in middle school and high school. The career path for me really led me to instructional leadership at an early age. I really got tired of working for people that I didn't respect and that I thought did a poor job in leadership. And so I came back to that old adage if I could be part of the solution or part of the problem, and administrative license after my master's degree. And then I got into instructional leadership as an assistant principal in high school, and then as assistant principal at a middle school And then I also worked doing summer school for elementary school. And I stumbled upon Montessori rather accidentally. But the one thing I always tell people about my path to Montessori is it was very natural for me because I think it was the way I taught and it's the way I think and what I believe education should be. I worked with some really good Montessori educators that were classroom teachers. And then I started a conversation with a couple of individuals, and they had an opening for a public Montessori school principalship in Indianapolis Public Schools. And I applied, and I was fortunate enough to be hired. And that was 15, 16 years ago. And I've been with it ever since. I think it really gels with the way I have taught, uh, not only as an educator, but also as an instructional leader. And I know that it is my heart. And I talk about that not in a kind of a sentimental way, but in a way that it is the heart of Montessori, I think, that I have and that attracts me to the method. I really do believe in peace education. I believe in educating the whole child. I really do think that the way that she looked at instruction in a scientific way and a scientific pedagogy is the best way to look at instruction. I also like the way the environments are prepared and the fact that we put a lot of value on climate and culture in the building, and that we want to create a home for students and for parents, and that the Montessori method really does focus on educating the whole child and educating children for life. I'm a lifelong learner. It's one of the things I love about being an educator, and I want children to become lifelong learners as well.
Absolutely. So why do you think it's so important that we have options for Montessori in the public school sector? We see, I think part of the stereotypes that we encounter often is that, Montessori is always private and bougie and expensive and
Right.
hippy dippy and all of those things. So why is it so important that we have Montessori as a public option as well?
Like most choice is empowering. And for a lot of parents, I think over the course of the last 50 or 60 years, the general public school that's down the road is a good quality choice for a lot of parents. However, I really do like the idea of parents being able to, they're afforded the option of looking at different methods that they feel best meet their needs and what they believe in and what they feel like they support, and primarily how they think their children learn best. Ideally, the power behind choice is to make what we call in Indianapolis with our Enroll Indy program a right fit. So we want what the parents believe and what they feel like they can support and what they know is best and what their children can do and they have seen over time. We want that to match what the school provides. And I think Montessori provides a really robust learning environment for every child. I think it works well for a general education. I really do believe that in the public setting, it can offer a solid choice when it comes down to educating children in this country, especially in an urban environment, because the idea of Montessori in public schools and having a high quality, developmentally arranged and systematically monitored environment for children is one of the best places for children to learn. We put a high emphasis on social and emotional learning. We take good care of children, not only academically, but also in a climate and a culture way as well. We prepare an environment that I think fosters growth, acceptance, learning, peace, kindness. We teach things like grace and courtesy, which I think are really important. We talk about social skills always, and our goal is to always do our best to educate children for life, not just for classroom or for learning or for a standard or an indicator, but to educate children for life. And to me, that's one of the more powerful pieces of it being in the public school. I want to create a quality of life for children through education that will help them be successful.
Absolutely. How has UMSI supported your school, and how has UMSI, continued to support public Montessori education in Indianapolis?
One of the many things I love about United Montessori Schools of Indiana is, well, the first word of the organization is united. So whether it's private, public, there are parochial Montessori schools, there are charter schools, we're a united force, and we really focus on the Montessori method and what's best for Montessori. UMSI has provided us with a platform and an environment to help our school grow and to help our school change. They've provided us with many opportunities to learn through professional development, through conferences, through training, through the collegiality of just being in a statewide organization and being able to talk to other Montessori educators, to provide our teachers and our parents and our assistants with not only the support, but with the training that they need and probably couldn't afford if they had to travel outside of the state. Montessori training and Montessori professional development can be very expensive. And one of the many things I love about UMSI is the fact that we provide multiple opportunities over the course of the year for Montessori teachers to grow their craft and to become better educators. Because as we should know, modeling what we expect is really one of the strengths of Montessori. So we should be lifelong learners, and we should model for our students and for our parents and for our community what we expect. And that means learning and growing and improving the Montessori method and our craft. And also UMSI allows for our school as a public school they advocate for us and they help defend us and protect us and speak for us in a way that's different than we can as a school. They provide a collective voice for public and private schools and the entire Montessori community throughout the state. And that's strong. And they've made some really strong changes and advocated for high quality Montessori instruction throughout the state. And we're just really proud to be a partner school with UMSI.
Thank you so much, Mark. I think that's all we have for today, but thank you again for being a sponsor for this event and our upcoming event. Just a reminder to everyone that we have our Absorbent Mind Plus Wine virtual soiree on Friday at 7:30. So just go to our event page or to our website to register. It's completely free. It's just going to ask you a few questions, and you can join us just for some social time to vent, time to laugh, and time to be together. So just a reminder to join us then. And thank you so much, Mark. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thanks, Carolyn. Have a great day.